Hello everybody and welcome to episode 18 of Becoming Bobby with Ipswich Town. Welcome to a brand new season. We are on the eve of another big season for Ipswich Town. Today we're going to talk about all the runners and riders in the Premier League season, as well as all the business we've done during the summer. Which means my old mate, the infamous transfer blocker, how Essex was that by the way, has to come back into contention. So we will talk about some of the departures at the end of last season. First of all, Sammy Smodics went to Sunderland for a fee, eventually rising to £3.3 million, and Emmanuel Okonua went to Stoke for about 60 grand. And a few players have gone from the football club, including Kota. He has gone back to Moscow, but with Lokomotiv this time around. He was getting injured again during pre-season, so I decided, you know what, we're just going to pull the plug on it. And yeah, experiment failed. We will find ourselves a new striker. We haven't found one yet, but we are looking. Muric has gone. He's gone to Bochum for £325,000. Wes Burns left at the end of his contract and went to Coventry. Sam Morsey has gone to Zalamenk. Jacob Greaves has also joined Coventry on loan. They have an obligation to buy him at the end. Again, another player that we didn't really have a place for him in the team. Al Hamadi, he's joined Cardiff City. Again, another player with an obligation to be bought at the end of it all. And then we had a stack of players we released at the end of their contracts. And there's three to point out from here. So Connor Townsend's gone. Didn't really get too much game time, was loaned out to Exeter at the end of last season and just wasn't good enough for the project going forward. Harry Clark, same thing, he was out on loan, then he came back, then he didn't really play. Yeah, unfortunately not good enough for us at this point. And Jack Taylor, same thing, spent all of last season out on loan and has been allowed to go. So, we have been busy. Not as busy as usual, it's been fairly tame so far, from my perspective at least. We have spent a lot of money. Let's see who we bought in. USA, USA, USA. They might as well start calling us that now. We have bought in another American international in Noel Buck. He has joined us for £5.5 million from New England Revolution. Very good young prospect. The board want us to bring in young players, so that's tick that box, and hopefully they'll just leave it alone for the rest of the summer window, because we haven't really done that otherwise apart from this one. So yeah, good player. We'll see how he gets on. He may well be loaned out once we finalise the Premier League squad, but he doesn't need to be registered, so he might as well stick around. Our biggest transfer of the summer so far is Ebre Eze. He has joined us from Crystal Palace for a fee rising to £35 million in the end. Obviously, I like to pay it over plenty of instalments, and that's exactly what we've done here. Good player, one cap for England. Hopefully they will grow, but I'm not sure at 28 years of age. But he's in the prime of his career. Obviously, with all the loan players we had in last season, none of those have come back, by the way. We did look at Fassini and then went, actually no, we could probably do a little bit better. Morgan Rogers didn't want to come back for a second season, so yeah, we had to think outside the box and bring in some more permanent fixtures, and Eze does that, ticks the box, and away we go. And another player that has come in is Isaac Johansson. He has joined us from Fortuna Dusseldorf for a fee of £4.5 million. That was his relegation release clause. And I thought, let's meet it. Looks a very good young prospect. Centre midfield, so we've got an abundance of those once more. We might do a little bit more tinkering as we go along. But yeah, he looks like a good player. Hopefully, he will prove me right. Now, I'm including this one because I'm cheating a little bit. £3.6 million, that was agreed with Espanyol while he was on loan with us last season. And we paid that fee, obviously, because it was an obligation to buy. Jack Harrison is here for the long term now. 29, 3.5-star player. Looks good. Did all right last season, didn't play a lot, was injured a little bit as well, which concerns me, but we will see how we go. Next man in the door is Ryan Yates. He has joined us from Nottingham Forest for £5 million. Bit of a no-brainer from my perspective, because I think every team needs a Ryan Yates in their side. Committed, runs his socks off, runs through brick walls for his team. Spent a lot of time at Nottingham Forest. Hopefully he can transition what he's done at Forest with the bravery and the running and the just generally being a very solid performer and bring it to Ipswich Town. Next man in the door is Keane Lewis Potter. He has joined us from Brentford for £23.5 million. Again, paid over time. Good player, Keane Lewis Potter. I like him. I'd like to see young English players coming through, and he is the epitome of that. Was at Hull for a very, very long time. Got his big move to Brentford. Has done better in real life than he has done in game. But hopefully we can bring that out of him. We will see what happens with him. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, we lost a few wide players. We are probably going to lose Jaden Philogene. He wants out. So King Lewis Potter will replace him. And our probably biggest signing of the summer so far is a freebie. And that is Aymeric Laporte. Now this one is completely out of left field, by the way. He was let go by Al Nassr. And I thought he's going to want far too much money to come back to the Premier League. 120 grand is what he wanted. And I was like, you know what? We're going to pay it. And we are going to bring him in. 32 years of age, Spanish international. Still got a fairly decent amount of pace at 13 for a 32-year-old. But has been there, seen it, and done it. That was the main reason for bringing him in. Experience. We lost Nanzu, again, another player that, in hindsight, we probably weren't going to have the money to bring him back full time. So Laporte replaces him. And he is not alone in coming in as a centre-back. We have brought in Max Kilman from West Ham United for a bargain price of £4.1 million. A very good player. I like Max Kilman personally. I was disappointed he went to West Ham, in all honesty. He did really well with Wolves. Again, another English player, bit of experience, has a bit of European experience with West Ham. Obviously, they had a really good season last season, although he spent some of it out on loan with Getafe. And yeah, we will see how Max gets on. I'm excited for this one. And then last but not least, for now at least, and that is Carl Rushworth. He has joined us for Brighton for £550,000. And you're going to wonder why, aren't you? And you're sitting here going, what have you done this one for? Well, he's a young English goalkeeper. He has the potential to be better than Alex Palmer. Tick. And he's cheap. Tick. We need a third choice goalkeeper. It makes sense to bring him in. He adds to the homegrown quota of being from England. So yeah, we'll be alright in the European numbers. I think. Not sure. And the critics, they are never going to learn, are they? So we're 17th again in the predicted table. So Bournemouth, Southampton and Leeds are back in the Premier League. Leeds won the championship. Southampton was second. Bournemouth came up in the playoffs. So all three of us are down the bottom. Even Nottingham Forest are down the bottom. And they finished about 13th last year, didn't they? It's a very competitive league this year. If you look at it in that regard, in terms of the odds, they can't split really 13th down to the bottom of the table. That's how tight it's going to be down the bottom. At the top, same thing, really. Manchester City are the favourites to win, despite Liverpool winning the title last year. They're at 9-2. Newcastle at 9-2 as well. 11-2 for Arsenal, 18-1 for Chelsea, 20-1 for Tottenham, and for Manchester United, Aston Villa are 100-1 at the start of the season, which is, yeah, that's not good for them. But obviously we do have a lot of clubs in Europe this year, 8 of them to be precise, and near enough half the league are in European competition next year, and that's going to be the thing that will define our season, I think. Can we balance Europe with playing Premier League football Thursday, Sunday. We'll find out. So the fixture computer has not been kind to us at the start of a Premier League season once again. I'm going to have a word with this computer, I'll tell you what. So we start the season at Anfield. No tougher place to start. Then we face Karat in the home leg of the Conference League playoff round. Then we're at home to Arsenal on the Sunday. Then we are away to Karat again in the Conference League. Hopefully we'll have a lead to take to them. And then we are at home to Manchester United at the end of August. And that is where we're going to jump back in next time around as we look for a striker. That will be the aim between now and the 31st of August. And hopefully one will transpire. We will see what happens. We might have a few more outgoings as well to talk about next time around. So we'll take on Liverpool. We'll take on those 2 Conference League rounds. We should get through that fairly comfortably, hopefully. And we'll take on Arsenal in between. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.